Tourism is a resource-based industry. Tourism runs because of the use of resources such as water and air, land, and man-made resources. The truth about this is that tourism is extremely greedy consumer of resources. What does it mean of extremely greedy? Sometimes tourism use resources in inappropriate way or in improper way. For example, we want to build a new tourist attractions, and for us to be able to build, we must find a suitable place, and that place has a unique ecosystem. But that unique ecosystem is not what we want. So what we're gonna do now is to reconstruct that ecosystem, which is not really the right way. So aside from that, tourists or tourism produce a variety of waste, such as garbage, which is also not good to our resources. So that's the first truth about tourism. Like the first truth about tourism, the resources that I've mentioned earlier, the land, air and water, and man-made resources has a chance to overconsume by the tourism industry. Consumers sometimes use resources in an improper way. For example, tourism industry needs to expand the area of a specific tourist attractions, and the only way to expand is by removing natural resources such as trees. So this really shows that tourism is indeed extremely greedy when it comes to the resources, and that's the second truth about tourism. Tourism industry needs to dominate its competitors. Yes, indeed, that tourism is a resource-based industry, and to be able to survive, it must need to overpower its competitors. For example, we have here a tourism industry that supplies a specific product for its consumer, and you have also here another industry that supplies the same product. So in that case, there is a competition, and for you to be able to survive, you must dominate the another industry. So tourism industry involves competition, and that's the third truth about the tourism. Tourism is a private sector, and the way how this industry runs or operate may be because of the influence of the government. Tourism industry focused on how to gain profit in its maximum level. That's why tourism focused also in investing more on the profit centers rather than in cost centers. So, for example, the profit centers here are the infrastructure buildings and also the swimming pools. So tourism focused more on building this because this is the reason to gain profit, unlike cost centers, the the support centers that just there to support, even though it needs also to be focused, like pollution control system. So tourism industry more likely to gain profit rather than investing to pollution control system, and that's the fourth truth about the tourism. Tourism industry is a diverse industry that involves the relationship of the supplier and the producers of a product. Tourism business operates operate or tourism business operators are different. There are tourism business that operates by one company, and also there are also tourism business that operates by an individual or by one family. So for example in tourism business, there are three companies that unites to operate one tourism business, and even though that these three companies are united, it is impossible for them not to find companions in another company. So that's why it is impossible to control, and that's the fifth truth about the tourism. Tourists travel to a specific destination because he wants to have a vacation, and also to experience the consumption of the tourism and not to study the humanities. So there is a difference between tourist and the anthropologist. For example, there is a specific destination. Tourists go there because they want relaxation, and they are also seeking and escape from their day-to-day existence, and they need to consume some resources in that destination, while anthropologists visit or go to a specific destination because he wants to know and study the existence of humanities in there. And tourists are not anthropologists, and that's the sixth truth about tourism. Tourism is entertainment. Yes, it is indeed that tourism's primary role is the entertainment of a tourist. For example, there is a festival in a specific destination, and of course, cultural and traditional dances are always present. Tourists are now entertained by the performance, and that is form of cultural and maybe environmental tourism, and that's the seventh truth about the tourism, that tourism is entertainment. Tourism's unique aspect is that it generates income by importing clients and not exporting product. For example, there is a specific beach. For them to be able to generate income, they need to import people. They need people to go there to experience their service and goods in exchange, of course, of money. So tourism can generate money without exporting, unlike other industries. So that's the last truth about the tourism.